So therapy is becoming popular among some of us, right? But the majority still doesn't believe that it works. So does it work? It's just talking, right? Before we go any further, I would like to say that I'm a former psychology student who have certified in Chinese psychology and executed diploma in applied psychology. So let's continue. Let's go back to how our parents lived their life. It was way different back in the 80s or 90s. It was the time people believed that therapy is only for the people who are suffering from schizophrenia. If you were going to therapy at the time, it's something you would rather keep to yourself instead of going around telling people and broadcasting it. However, more people are accepting that it's like going to a physician when you have a fever. Have you ever taken time to contemplate your unpleasant feelings and just sit with it until you get to the bottom of it? If you have, did it ever reach to a point where you find a solution or the issue? Most of the time you won't, because your brain would get you in a loop. It's not easy to, get out, escape from the loop. Your brain is taking you. The journey. Also, finding out why something gets you triggered could go way back to your childhood. By going to therapy regularly, you give yourself the time and commitment to talk about what's been bothering you. Sometimes therapy might not work because you're not completely honest. Okay, so in therapy sessions, you have to tell the truth. You have to be completely honest. You have to say what's on your mind. Even if it's something disturbing, you can't care about what your therapist might think. You can't feel bad about your therapist. It won't work that way. Another reason therapy might not work is because you need a different therapy. Okay, most of the times your therapist know better, but if you have been in therapy for a long time and it's going, okay, but you're not seeing progress, so you have to have a conversation about this with your therapist. Maybe your therapist is using person-centered therapy, but maybe what you need is cognitive behavioral therapy. You see the people, right, struggling with their mental health anyhow. They won't admit it, but you can tell. Why won't they go to therapy? First one is because therapy is not cheap. Let's be honest, you have to go like twice or 4 times a month, and each session costs a lot, and it won't be enough with one session, to be honest. So it's not cheap, and the insurance here doesn't cover the therapy fee. Most people here can't afford therapy. That's the first reason. And the second one might be because people don't like to be vulnerable. Yeah, that's the truth. They don't like to be vulnerable to a therapist, to anyone, because it's not an easy thing to do. You're literally giving, your secret, your information out to the other person, and they could use it against you anytime. So it's not an easy thing, and most people don't want to do that, especially the people like our parents who lived through the tough time during the war. They think they don't need it. They can survive this now without being vulnerable. Either less likely to be vulnerable and go to therapy. So these are the 2 reasons why people are not going to therapy. I think the second one, even if we say things like, it's not a weakness, it's a good thing, but some people really won't buy it. So we can't really do much about that one. But the first one, it would be nice if we could make a change for this whole country, because there is a lot to talk about. Cultural trauma, the generational trauma, and the political trauma. If you find this video helpful, please hit the like button, and it would really mean a lot to me if you subscribe to my channel. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.